We are live. Hi everyone, welcome back to Code Era. Today is the session number 5 for CodeForces sorting problems that we are trying to master. And in this session, we'll be discussing 3 problems or 4 problems depending on the time limit. And after that, this is the 5th session. So far we have discussed in the previous 4 sessions, we have taken almost 10 to 12 problems in which we have discussed various ways in which sorting can be implemented, whether it is a greedy solution or whether it is an implementation based solution, or if you sort the array, then how do you actually come up to a final answer according to the constraints and according to the question statement, right? So now today we'll be discussing this in this session. Today we'll be discussing a few more problems. Now you can see that this problem is rated as 1200, so this is it seems easy, but this problem is rated as 1100, and I think this problem is rated as 1300 on CodeForces, right? So these are basically problem B's and C's that we are trying to take so that we can level up, and these all are from diff 2. Hi Chirag and hi Vanshika Kapoor. So please consider giving a +1. Please consider liking the video and giving a +1 in the chat. These are the questions that we'll be discussing today. Apart from this, if you are new to the channel, so you can consider subscribing this channel, right? And now these are the 3 problems that we'll be discussing: young explorers, then middle class, and after that mere array, and then last, if we have time, then this problem B will also be discussing, right? So how many of you have solved the today's lead code challenge of the day? How many of you have solved today's lead code daily challenge? Just quickly give me a +1 in the chat, and if you haven't done that, so tell me the reason for that. How many of you have solved it? Hi Shikha. Okay, so what we'll be doing is, I'll just be waiting for 1 or 2 minutes. So that is I'll be waiting for a couple of minutes for everyone else to join in, and then we'll start. You can solve the lead code problem of the day or daily challenge for today, that is check if the number is power of 2 or not. So you can do that problem. It has been asked in Amazon, Adobe, Samsung and other companies. So if you have time, you can consider solving that problem, right? I'm just waiting for other people to get started. Okay, and just let me know how. Okay, perfect. Now moving on, I'll just wait for 30 seconds more and then we'll start right away. So how many of you are liking this series? Just quickly let me know in the chat. And are you excited about series like a binary search? Okay, great. So let's begin with this session today. So the first problem is named as young explorers, and this is, notice that this problem is CodeForces round 643 division 2, right? So this problem came in 643 division 2. The name is young explorers. So it says that young wilderness explorers set off to their first expedition, highest 80, to their first expedition led by the senior explorer Russell, and explorers went into a forest, set up a camp and decide to split into groups to High Gokul to explore as much as interesting location as possible. Russell was trying to form groups. So this guy Russell, who is the leader, I think, was trying to form groups but ran into some difficulties, right? So most of the young explorers are inexperienced, and hi Ria, and sending them alone would be a mistake, right? Most of these young explorers are inexperienced, and sending them alone would be a mistake, right? So even Russell himself became senior explorer not so long, right? So each young explorer has a positive value, that is ei. So there are n, you can say that there are n elements in the array, and for each element, for each of the ith person, you are having a value, that is ei, that is the number of, that is the value of inexperience that the guy, he or she has, right? Now Russell decides that an explorer with an inexperience of e can only join the group of e or more people, like, right? an explorer with an inexperience of E can only join a group which is having at least E people or more people, right? So if your inexperience is if let's say for a particular ith, for let's say for a particular, let's say this is an array, and for a particular ith explorer my E of I is nothing but let's say 4, then in that case this particular guy needs to join a group which is of size such that the group size is at least k, so the group size should be greater equal to k, that is group size should be greater equal to E of I, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Is this much part in the problem statement clear to everyone? Just quickly let me know. Right, so this is what has been stated in the problem. Now further the problem says that Russell has decided that a particular explorer with an inexperience of E can only join the group of E people or more, right? So a particular explorer of E inexperience can join a group of E or more people only. And after that, now Russell needs to figure out how many groups he can organize, right? So it is not necessary to include every explorer in one of the groups, so some of them can stay in the camp. Russell is worried about the about this trip, so you need to help him out. And in the end what you have to do is you have to print the maximum number of groups that Russell can form for the ith test case, right? You will be given a particular test case, so for that you have to tell what is the maximum number of groups that you can form in it, right? Let me just copy these test cases and see what the problem says further. Right, so I've copied it. Now let's say that you are having 3, right? You are having n is equal to 3, so the number of explorers that you are currently having is nothing but 3, right? Since the number of explorers that you are having is 3, right? After that you are having 1 comma 1 comma 1. So what will be the total number of groups that will be formed? What will be the total number of groups that will be formed? Let us read what the explanation of this problem says. So it says that in the first example we can organize the groups. There will be exactly one explorer in each group. It's correct because in experience of each explorer is equal to 1, so it's not less than the size of the group, right? So now you can see that I have 3 explorers, right? I have 3 explorers, that is 1 1 and 1. So let's say this explorer comes in, right? This explorer comes in. So when this explorer 1 comes in, so he will, let's say you situate him in a particular group, right? You situate him in I can see a lot of people are live. Please consider liking the video if you are liking our content, okay? Right, I can see that I bring this one in this group, and I know that for this guy the group size should be greater equal to E of I, right? E of I. Can I say that the group size currently, what is the current group size? The current group size is 1. Is 1 greater equal to 1? Is 1 greater equal to 1? Yes, it is. Yeah, right. Is 1 greater equal to 1? Yes. So what I can do is I can take this one, and I can form one particular group with this one, right? After that, what I can do is I move to this one, right? I move to this one. I place it in a group now, because I'll be forming a new group, right? I am feeling difficulty while solving some questions and sometimes doesn't get approached. What can I do? You can try to solve more and more problems and give more and more contests. Only then you will be able to get a good grasp of the topic, right? Now you put the second one here. After that, what happens? You see that the group size, you know that the group size should be greater equal to E of I, right? And the E of I here is also 1 and the group size is 1. So you'll say yes, you can form a group. So let's form a group. Now you form another group of size 1. Now you move to this last element, you move to this last one, and this last one is contained in a group, right? And this is a new group. Now what is the group size? The group size is 1. Is it greater equal to EI, that is the current inexperience that the guy has? Yes. That is why this one will also form another group. So total, can I say that maximum of the 3 groups can be formed, right? 3 groups can be formed. Can I say this? Right, I can say this. Perfect. I hope that this much part is clear to everyone, right? Now moving on, let me copy the second test case and see what the second test case has to say for us. Right, okay, perfect. So let's see what the second test case has to say. So in the second test case, you have been given 2, 3, 1, 2 and 2, right? You have been given this. So what will be the answer for this test case? Can anyone let me know in the chat? Anyone can let me know how will I order it? What should I do? What should I do? How should I make the teams? How should I make groups? How should we make groups? Can anyone let me know in the chat? Any particular order or anything that you can think for this particular test case? Anything that you can think of? Anything that you think that might help us out in this one? How can we do this, right? I have to make groups from this such that I make maximum number of groups. I have to make maximum number of groups. How should I do it? Just let me know quickly. What should I do? What should I do in this case? You can quickly let me know. Firstly, sort. So it is recommended that we should sort in the chat by Kapoor. So let's see. If we sort it, then it becomes 1, 2, 2, 2 and 3, right? What do I do after sorting? What can I do after sorting? What should I do after sorting? Let's say I have sorted it. What should I do after this? What should I do after this? Any hints? What should I do after this? Let's say I have sorted it. After this, what? I take this one, right, in the group. Currently my group size is nothing but 1. Currently my group size is nothing but 1, right? I put this 1 and I see that my current group size is greater or equal to 1. That is the inexperience of this guy, right? So can I say that I have made a group with this 1? Can I say this? Yes. So I've made a group with this 1, right? After that I move to the next index. Once I move to the next index, so what will happen? Once I move to the next index, so I'll be moving to this index, right? I move to this index, that is 2. So now I have to make a new group, right? I put 2 in it. So the current group size is 1. Is 1 greater or equal to 2? No, that's not the case, right? After that, what I do is I put another element. I put this element as well, this 2 as well. So I put this 2 as well in this group, right? Now the group size is 2. Is 2 greater or equal to 2? Yes. So that is why I make this group as well. So I make this group, that is 2 and 2, right? After this, what should I do? Now I should be trying to make more groups, right? I should try to make more groups. So what I can do is now I'll pick this 2 up, this third 2 up. I pick this 2 up and I put it into a group. Currently the group size is 1. Okay, now the live has resumed somehow, so sorry for the network interruption. Sorry for the network interruption, everyone. I guess now the live has got resumed, right? So hi everyone, I'm back. Just waiting for other people to join in. You can just notify them that the live has restarted again. There was just a little bit of issue from the internet side, so that is why I just couldn't do that. So now it is perfectly working fine, I guess. So I'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes for everyone else to join in, maybe, right? Okay, right. So if now my internet is stable and everything is visible, so please quickly give me a +1 in the chat. Consider giving me a quick +1 in the chat if everything is visible. Okay, perfect. Right, so where's the problem? The problem was here, right? Yeah. Okay. Hi Shikha, hi Gokul. Hi everyone, sorry for the little bit of interruption. The network is very unreliable. That is why I just did not do a live streams of this sorting sometime back, because the network was more unstable at that time, right? So now coming back to the problem, right? Now I was here, right? I was here. So okay, so a lot of people have joined back, right? So I was here. So I said that let's put this 2 and let's put this 3. But the moment I was saying that I have put this 1 and 1 in one group, then this 2 and 2 are in one group. After that, in the second group, right? This is the first group and this is the second group. Now you have this 2. Now you have this 2, you put this 2 and you see that the group size is 1 and it should be greater equal to the inexperience, but it's not. Now you take this uh, 3 as well. So the group size is now 2. Is 3 greater equal to 2 greater equal to 3? Because now the inexperience should be 3, right? Because now 3 is the element there. So it's not. So that is why you iterate to the end of the array and you see that you can only make 2 groups, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know in the chat. Is this much part clear to everyone? Is this much part clear to everyone? Is it? Is this much part clear to everyone? Please write clear in the chat if this part is clear to everyone, right? Is this sorting part and the concept behind it clear to everyone? Is it? You can just let me know. What about others? What about others? What about others? Just quickly let me know in the chat. Only then I'll be able to proceed further. Is this much part clear to everyone else? Okay, perfect. Right. So what I want, why 1, 2 cannot be in one group? You can make them in one group. Let's say if you had made 1 and 2 in one group, you can do that. You can definitely do that. But sometimes what might happen is you might require this 2, right? You might require this 2. In that case, what will you do? Let's say if the test case, let me make a test case again. Okay, let me make a test case. Let's say I'll repeat again if you want, no problem, right? Because the live got interrupted. So if let's say this is 1 1, not 1, let's say if this is 1, this is 2, this is 2 and this 3, right? So according to you, you are saying that let's make a pair of 1 and 2. Let's make a pair of 1 and 2, right? A group of 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3 will be left. But with 2 and 3 you will not be able to make a group, because for this the group size is 2, whereas the requirement is 3. The inexperience in this group, the maximum inexperience in this group is 3, right? So that is why you will not be able to make this group. Whereas actually in this problem, actually what you can do is you can make one group of 1, because 1 will be greater equal to 1, that is the inexperience that 1 contains. After that you put 2 3 and 2 2 and 3 in another group, right? So you put 2 2 3 in another group. So for this group the size is what? The size is nothing but 3, and the maximum inexperience is what? The inexperience that you expect to put 3. If you put 3, then you can also put 2 and 2, right? So you have to see that whether you can put this 3 or not. So for this the maximum inexperience is 3. So can I say that 3 is greater equal to 3? Yes, I can say that. So I can, for this particular test case, I can make 2 groups. Whereas if you had taken 1 and 2 and then 2 and 3, so in that case you would have only been able to make a group that is 1 and 2, right? But not 2 and 3, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Is this part clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know in the chat. Is this much part clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Is this much part clear to everyone? You can just let me know in the chat. Okay, it is clear to Shikha. What about others? What about others, right? You can just let me know in the chat. Right, so should I take this test case again? Let's say this was what? 1 2 2 and 3, right? So 1, clear. Okay, it is clear to everyone, right? Okay, perfect. So now how should I write the code for this? How should I write the code for this? Can anyone let me know how should I write the code for this? First of all, I'll be having the groups initialized as 0, right? I'll be having the groups initialized as 0, and the current size I'll mark as 1, right? I'll mark the current size as 1. I'll sort the given array. I'll sort the given array in ascending order, right? After this, what I'll do is I'll start I from 0. Can I say that I'll start I from 0? I is lesser than n and I plus plus, and I'll check if my current a of I, what will I do with this? Can someone let me know? What should I do? What should I do from here? Any idea? Any particular hint that you can give me? Let's say Can you give me some hint? Like from here, what should I do? From here, what should I do? What should be done? Can someone let me know in the chat? Any idea like how to implement the code from here? What should I write? If my current A of I, let's take it this way. If my current size of the group is greater equal to my A of I, that is my inexperience that I am having currently, then can I say that I have a group incremented? I can make this group and I'll make this group, and now I'll initialize my size to 1 again, right? I can do this, right? I can do this. Else can I say that I need to make another group? Can I say this? Yes, I can say this, right? So that I need to not make another group, I need to increase the size of the group, right? So I'll do size plus plus, I'll add current element in the current group, right? That is what I'll do. And in the end, can I say that I can simply return the number of groups in the end? Can I say this? Everyone agrees on this part? Is everyone clear with this much part? Just quickly let me know. Is everyone clear with this much part? Okay, perfect. Right, so let me see how the format is. Okay, right. So let's try and implement this problem. Group is equal to 0 and the size is nothing but 1, right? Then I take C in N, then what I do is long A of N, right? Okay. Just let me remove this comment. Okay. Right, so this is nothing but AI, right? AI A of N, right? After this, what I'll do is my for I starts from 0, I is lesser than N, and I do an I plus plus, right? Then I see in clear, but I need to dry run once more on test cases, so we'll do that after the stream. Sure, you should do that, right? Then I sort A comma A plus N, right? After that I start again from 0, that is for I start from 0, I is lesser than N, and I plus plus. If it happens that if my current size is greater or equal to my AI, right, in that case what I'll do, I'll say group plus plus, right? I'll say group plus plus, right? I increase the groups and I make the size of the group now as 1 again, right? And else I'll say that I need to increase the size of the current group only, so I'll add this current element in the current group only, right? This is what I'll do. After this, what I'll be doing next, can someone let me know in the chat? I'll simply see out group, right? So let me copy the test case and see whether my code works on this or not. It's running on the samples. Let's see what we get. Okay, some compilation errors here and there. Let's see what I get. I can see a lot of people are live, so in case if you are liking the video, please consider if you are liking the content, so please consider liking the video as well. Now let me copy this and let's paste this here. And see what do I get. Okay, so I've submitted this solution. Let's see whether it works or not. It's running on test case 9. Yeah, it has got accepted. You can see that this problem just now got accepted, right? Let me show you the code for this problem again. The concept was very simple. Remember the problem that we had done in a couple of sessions back, that was creating the teams. This problem is very much similar to that problem, only the little twist here and there is there, but still, can you see that you can just simply take the array as an input, you can sort it, and you can check if the size of the current array is greater or equal to ai, then you do a group plus plus and size equal to 1, otherwise you do a size plus plus and simply you see out. Okay, right? Is this problem clear to everyone? Just quickly let me know, because only then I'll be able to proceed further. Shall we move to the next problem, that is something called as middle class? Shall we move to the next problem? Shall we? Shall we move to the next problem? Please quickly write a yes in the chat if we should move to the next problem. Shall we? Shall I start with this next problem? Shall I start with this? You can just let me know in the chat. Just waiting for your replies. Perfect, perfect. So the problem name is middle class and it was asked in CodeForces educational round 85, which was rated for division 2. Okay. So the problem says that many years ago, Berland was a small city where only n people lived. So many years ago, only n people lived in the city of Berland, and each person had some savings with him, right? So AI barrels, that is AI rupees he had. Let's say a ith person had AI rupees, right? There are n people, so the government consider the person to be wealthy if he has at least X rupees, right? So to increase the number of wealthy people in Birdland, the government decided to carry out several reforms. So each reform look like this. The government chooses a small subset of people, maybe all of them. It can be all of them or it can be just one person. So government chooses this, and the government takes all the savings from the chosen person and redistributes this among the chosen person equally, right? So the government takes all this savings and then redistributes this saving among the chosen person equally, right? So for example, consider this example, that is 5, 1, 2 and 1. So if the government chooses first and the third person, then at first will take then it at first will take 5 plus 2, that is 7, and after that will return 3.5 to each of the persons, right? So you take it from this and this, so you will remove. Let me write this here somewhere. Okay, let's write this test case. If let's say I have 5, 1, 5 and 2, so I choose these two elements, so the sum of them is 7. So what I do is I put 3.5 and 3.5 in this place, and 1 and 5 are same up till now, right? 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, just give me a minute. Right, so this is 1 and this is 1, right? Now I have these elements. Now further what it says is that this is how the array would look like. Okay, now a lot of data was lost from that time, so we don't know how many reforms were implemented and to whom. All we know is that all we can do is to ask you to calculate the maximum. All we can do is uh, to calculate the maximum number of wealthy people after several reforms, right? You have to count maximum number of wealthy people after the reforms, right? Is the problem statement clear to all of you? Just quickly let me know. I'll discuss the test cases, but just quickly let me know, are the problem statements clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know. Are the problem statements clear to everyone? Are they clear to everyone? Just quickly let me know. Right. Are the problem statements clear to everyone? Is the problem statement clear to everyone? Right. Now let's copy this test case and see what we can do with this. Okay. It's just pasting, so just you can just wait a little bit. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so it has got pasted, right? No sir, not clearly. Maybe with the test case it is more clear, right? Okay, perfect, no problem. So let's take this test case first of all, that is 5 1 2 and 1. Now what I can do is, I have this array, I can choose some people, and then I can take the sum out of it, right? I can take the sum, and let's say there are n people, so I divide the sum by n, and then I redistribute to every person. I distribute sum by 4 amount. Okay, I distribute sum by 4 amount. Let's say if there was a guy who had 1 and this guy had let's say this guy had something like a 7. Okay, so the total sum comes out to be 9 and the value of n is 3. So can I say that 9 by 3 is nothing but 3? So I'll distribute 3 among each person, right? So now this will become something like this: 3, 3 and 3, right? Is it clear to everyone? Is this much part clear to everyone? Now you can let me know. Is this much part clear to everyone? Is this much part clear to everyone? Now is the problem clear, right? So now for this case, similarly, you can see that what you can do is, you can pick this out and you can pick this out. So what you do, you pick these two. Okay, it is clear, right? So you have picked these two elements and you'll distribute them only among the people for whom you have taken the sum. So 7 by 2 is nothing but 3.5. So I put 3.5 for this element, then 1 for this, and 3.5 for this, and 1 for this. So can I say that this is the array up till now? Let's read this further. Yeah, so it also says that you will also be given the number of test cases. You'll be given x, that is the minimum amount of money that will be considered as wealthy, right? The minimum amount of money that will consider you as wealthy will be given as x. So x is equal to 3 in this case. So can I say that these all people are wealthy? Let's say if I took the sum of the complete array, let's say if I took the sum of the complete array, so that will be nothing but 5 plus 2 7 7 8 9. If I divide 9 by 4, can I say that it is nothing but 2.25 or something like that? Can I say this is nothing but something like that? So I cannot, right? Let's say if I took 5 1 2 and 1 and I took this 5 1 2, so that gives me 8. If I divide 8 by 3, can I say that I get something less than this? So that is something, 8 by 3 is nothing but something close to 2.66. So I'll not be able to meet the minimum mark for being called wealthy, that is 3. So that is 3. At least I should be greater or equal to 3, no matter if I'm in decimal part. So that is why can I say that there are 2 wealthy people only for this particular array? Can I say that there are only 2 particular people? Please quickly give me a +1 if everyone agrees on this. If everyone agrees, please quickly give me a +1. Please quickly give me a +1 if only there are 2 wealthy people. Is everyone clear with this much part? Just quickly let me know. Right. Then we'll be looking into the next test case as well. Just let me know. Just quickly give me a +1 if everyone is clear with that test case. Right. Now let's see this 4 10 and this. Let's say if the number of people, if my n value is 4 and minimum amount to be called wealthy is 10. Now you can see I have 11, I have 9, I have 11 and I have 9. So what I can do is, let's say I take these two people and I do 9 plus 11, that is nothing but 20. 20 divided by 2 gives me a 10. So I redistribute this 10 and 10 between these two. So this becomes 10, this also becomes 10. After that what I do is I choose these two people and then again 11 plus 9 is nothing but 20 divided by 2, so that is 10. So that means this can also be 10 and this can also be 10. Notice that all of them are 10 and to be called rich they should be greater or equal to 10, right? So for this case, can I say that the answer, that the number of wealthy people should be greater or equal to the people who are having a of I greater or equal to x, right? Right. Right. So wealthy wealthy people count is nothing but 4, right? For this case, does everyone agrees on this? The count of the wealthy people for this test case is nothing but this. Everyone agrees on this? Is everyone clear with this? Is everyone clear with this? You can just quickly let me know in the chat. Yes, clear. Okay, Shikha is clear with this. Right, so let's say if you are having this test case, sort the array and calculate the extra money from each array. This okay. So now this guy is suggesting one thing. Now let's have a look at the constraints of this problem. So the constraints are the array is between array size is 10 to the power 5, and you have 10 to the power you have elements between 1 to 10 to the power 9. Okay, now you need to, now this guy is suggesting that if we do, this guy is suggesting that if he sorts the array, and then he's saying that if you sort the array and then what you do is you simply count all, you take simply, let's say if some elements are greater, if some elements are greater than x, so what you do is you take those things from those values from them, you put them into this something, a machine, and then you burn this. So you just melt this out, and then you can put this much amount of money in everyone, so that everyone who was lesser than x, can be at least equal to x, right? Can be at least equal to x. So you put this money out like this, right? So now this guy is suggesting that that will give us a TLE. What should we do in this problem now? The problem is very, very interesting. What should we do now? I want to know it from all of you. What should I do now? Does that give us a TLE? I don't think that it will give me a TLE. Why will it give me a TLE? It should work, right? Everyone is clear that that will be an approach, that would be one of the approaches. Everyone agrees on this, right? That sort the array and all those values which are having value greater than x, put that into a particular value, and then after that whichever element is lesser than x, you just try to make it equal to x, such that you fucking make the wealthy people maximum, right? The number of wealthy people as maximum, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Just quickly let me know. Right, so what I'm basically trying to say is that let me try to write it in terms of code itself. Okay, right, perfect. Again, okay, now again some issues, but that's part and parcel when networks are never reliable, so no worries. I hope that now I am audible and visible to everyone. Just quickly let me know about it. Am I right? So I'm back again. I'll just wait for some time. Can you guys see me? You can just let me know if I'm audible and my voice is not lagging and everything's like that. You can just let me know. I'll just be waiting for 1 minute for your responses. Just let me know. I'll just be waiting for one. I think that it's working right now. Okay, so what I was saying for this problem was started. Right, so what I was saying was I take this extra part, right? Once I have this extra part, basically I see if any AI is greater than x, so I take this extra part and after that what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do next? I should also be counting this, because I'll do a count plus plus, right? Because I'll say that this person is wealthy, so I'll say count plus plus, right? Because this particular person will be wealthy for me. Else what I'll do is I'll make a vector and I'll push back all the persons, all the people, I'll push back all the people who are there and who are having value lesser than x. So I push that particular AI into my vector, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? I am pushing all that part in a vector. Is this much part clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know. Like Shikha, is this much part clear to you? You can let me know. Just let me know if this much part is clear or not. Is it clear? Shikha, you can just let me know, and others as well. You can just let me know, right? If I am having some extra part, so I am just storing it in a variable that is named as extra, and I am counting the number of wealthy people up till there, and now I'm pushing back all the people who are not wealthy, right? After that, remember that in the vector V, I am having all the people. In the vector V, I'm storing all the people with income, or let's say savings less than X, right? I am storing all these people, right? So what will happen in this case? What will happen in this case is, now you need to notice that what should I do? I should try to maximize the number of people, right? Maximize the number of wealthy people, right? The number of wealthy people. How can I do that? If let's say if I have let's say 3 rupees and one person is 8, and let's say if I have 3 rupees, right? If I have 3 rupees that I have extra, if I have 3 rupees extra in the extra, and I have one person and the bar for getting rich and the boundary line for being called wealthy, I'll be called wealthy when I'll be at least rupees 10, right? I'll be called wealthy when I'll have at least rupees 10, and one person is having 8 and one person is having 5. So which person should I allocate this 3 to? Which person should I allocate this 3 to, considering that I am having 10 as the parameter for being called wealthy? 10 is when I'll have 10 rupees, so I'll be called wealthy. So which person should I give it to? Should I give it to this 3 rupees or this 2 rupees? That should I give this to 5 or should I give this to 8? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Can someone let me know? Let me know. Quickly let me know. 8, right? I'll pay this to 8, right? So once I pay this to 8, so 8, I'll pay only 2 because it just needed 2. So this becomes 10. So it increases my number of wealthy people, right? After that I have 5, so I give it a 6, but that doesn't increase, right? Perfect, right? So I will sort. Once I have the people, I'll store all the people, right? This much part must be clear to all of you. Just let me scroll up a little bit so that I can show you. I take all the elements as an input. For all those elements which are greater than x, I count them as wealthy and I take the extra part from them, that is nothing but ai minus x. After that, I'll put all these people, I'll push back all the people who are not wealthy, right, who are lesser than x, and then I'll sort this vector in decreasing order, and then start allocating the wealth to them, so that I can maximize the number of people who are wealthy, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Please let me know if this much part is clear. Please write +1. Please write +1 in the chat. Please write +1 in the chat if this much part is clear to everyone. Is this much part clear to everyone? Please write a +1 in the chat if this much part is clear to everyone. Is it clear? Please give me a +1 in the chat. I need a +1 in the chat if this much part is clear to everyone. Is it clear? What about others? What about Shikha? What about Chirag? What about other guys? What about Ria? And what about other people? Is this much part clear to everyone? Please quickly give me a +1. I want a +1 from everyone. Okay, Shikha is clear. Okay. What about others? Right. Repeat that part. Repeat that else part. Okay. What I'm saying is, if I'll take the input, I'll take all the wealth for the ith person as input. If he is having extra wealth, so I'll store that in the extra part, right? I'll store that wealth in the extra bank. And if the person is not wealthy, then I'm storing that person in a vector. All those persons who are not wealthy, I'm storing them in a vector. And if I want to maximize the number of wealthy people, so I'll redistribute this wealth among these people in descending order, because the person who is very close to the poverty line, who is very close to being wealthy, will need a lesser amount. So in this way, if the person needs a lesser amount and then another person needs a lesser amount, if I distribute this way, then I can maximize the number of people, the number of wealthy people, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know in the chat. Is this much part clear to everyone? Please let me know. Gokul, is this part clear to everyone? Gokul, please let me know. Let me know in the chat. Right? Let me know. After that, what I'll do is I'll sort my vector, that is v dot begin, okay, comma v dot end. I sort it and in the descending order. That is why I'll do greater, let's say long, right? I'll sort it in the reverse order. After that, what will I do next? Right, so I start from my I, let's say I start my I from v dot size minus 1, that is from the back, right? And I'll keep on running I is greater equal to 0 until I is greater equal to 0, and I have some money left, right? I have my extra money in the bank greater equal to 0 as well, right? And I'll do an I minus minus. Why do I need to check? Because if I have people who need money, but if I don't have extra money left, if I've already distributed all the extra money, then I cannot make more people wealthier. So that is why I should be breaking from that part, right? So what I'll do is I'll check the required for the current person. What is the wealth that is required? The wealth that is required is nothing but x minus v of I. Can I say this? Yes. So if I am having in my extra amount in the bank, if I am having extra amount greater equal to the required amount, can I say that I can allocate this much amount? So can I say that I can do a count plus plus here, because this person becomes also wealthy? And after that, can I say that I need to reduce my extra bank account by this much amount, the required amount, because I have given this required amount to the person? So I'll decrease it, and then I need to close this, and I need to close this, and in the end I need to simply print the counter. Is this much part clear to everyone? Is this part clear to everyone? Please quickly let me know in the chat. Is this part clear to everyone? Right, why we are doing it, what we are doing. If you are sorting in decreasing order, so why you are starting from I? Okay, yeah, if I am sorting, yeah, right. So that is one mistake that I have done, sorry for that. Yeah, right, one mistake from my side. I just thought, yeah, I starts from 0, I is less than, let me do it like this. I starts from 0 and I is lesser than n, and the extra should be greater equal to 0, and I do plus plus. Okay, if I'm sorting it in this order, then it will look like this. I just thought that I was sorting it ascending order. Just a big mistake that I did. Okay, is this much part clear to everyone? Please quickly give me a +1 if it is clear. Quickly give me a +1 in the chat. I want a +1 in the chat, or I want everyone to write crystal clear in the chat. Is this much part crystal clear to everyone in the chat? Quickly let me know, man. Please let me know quickly, a little quick. I want the answers a little quick. Okay, so now I'll try to write the code for this. Okay, Shikha is giving a +1, right? So I'll have this, then I have extra is initialized to 0, then I'll also have the count, which will be initialized to 0. Then what I do is I take first of all C in n and x. Then once I am done with that, so I take I starts from 0, I is lesser than n, I plus plus, and I take the array as an input, that is C in a of I, right? I also need a long array of n, and I also need a vector of long v, right? This is what I need. Crystal clear, great, haha. Okay, so if my a of I is having value greater than x, then can I say that the extra plus is equal to nothing but a of I minus x, right? And once this much part is done, so I'll say that let's count plus plus. After this, if I come to the else part, so what will I do if I come to the else part? If it is greater, let's say if it is greater equal to, right? So if I come to the else part, then I'll say v dot push back v dot push back a of I, that is I'm pushing back all the people who are not wealthy currently, right? After that I'll sort this in decreasing order, right? A comma a plus n comma, no, not a, v dot begin and comma v dot end comma greater long, right? After this, what I'll do, I'll start I from 0, I is lesser than n, and my extra should be greater than 0, right? And I do an I plus plus simply. Right after this, what I'll do is I'll check the required long. Let's say required is equal to what? Nothing but x minus v of I, right? X minus v of I. So I'll check if my extra money that I have in my bank, if it is greater or equal to, for loop starting from 0, what is the limit you can go? This will not give a TLE, man. This, it can go until n, I is lesser than n. So if it's required, I is not lesser than n, I is lesser than v dot size. Let's say I is lesser than v dot size. 10 to the power 9, the size is not 10 to the power 9, so why will it give a TLE to me, right? So I say that if extra is greater or equal to, if the number who are if the extra amount that I have, it is greater or equal to the amount that I require currently, so can I say that I need to reduce this from my extra, right? So extra minus is equal to required, because I will be giving this much amount to this person, right? After that, can I say that I'll increase the count of the wealthy people, right? I can say that. Now in the end, I'll simply see out my count, right? This is what I'll do, and I also do need to do an endl, right? So let me copy these test cases and see whether my code works or not. Okay. If anything is greater than 10 to the power 8 per second in C++, it will give an error. So 240 and 3, we are getting the output correctly for this sample test case. Let me submit this problem up and see what we are getting now. Alright, so I've submitted this problem. Let's see what's the verdict for this problem running on test case 133, and it got accepted, right? So you can see that this problem got accepted. So can you write a +1 in the chat, because this problem also got accepted, right? Let me show you the code again. What I'm doing is I am declaring an extra variable that will store the extra amount of money that the person have apart from x, and I also need a counter so that I can see how many people are having money greater or equal to x, right? After that, what I'll do is, if the people who are, if the ith person has the money greater or equal to x, then I'll, whatever money is having extra, I'll just save that money and I'll deduct that money from him. So ai minus is equal to, so I'll deduct ai minus x, so from that particular person I'll be having ai minus x money, so I'll keep this adding in my extra. After that, I do a count plus plus, indicating that the number of LT people has increased, and the people who are lesser than x, all the people who are lesser than x, I keep them storing in a vector. Now what happens is, I sort this vector in decreasing order. Why? Because I want to redistribute the money. But the concept for distributing the money is that if I have some person who is closer to becoming wealthy, then I'll give that person the money first, right? I'll give that person the money first, because in this way I can increase the number of people who are becoming wealthy, right? And what I'll do is, I starts from 0. I'll sort this vector in decreasing order. I start from 0, is less than v dot size, and I also need to check if my extra money that I am having, if it is greater than 0 or not. If there is no money, then what are you trying to distribute, man, right? तब तो कटोरा लेके खुद बैठ जाओ, right? I plus plus, then required is equal to x minus v of I. If extra is greater or equal to required, then extra minus is equal to required, and then I do a count plus plus, and in the end I do count, I print my count, right? Is this much part clear to everyone? I hope that this problem that was clear to everyone, right? So as we have reached the time, and also the net is a little bit unstable, so that's great that Chirag and Vanshika Kapoor and everyone has understood this problem. So that is very, very great, right? So Chirag, Vanshika Kapoor and Shikha and Gokul, all of you are comfortable with this problem as well, right? So today we discussed two problems. The problems were based on sorting, but sorting was not the direct concept. The concept can be said to be something like a greedy concept, or it can be said to be a problem, be a thing like that, right? But basically the thing was that how do you use sorting to your advantage, right? To your advantage. So you have to use it optimally, right? Optimally. So this is what I am trying to say. Like we started from session 1 from solving 800 related problems, and now we are able to solve 1300 problems, right? Very easily, very easily we are able to solve 1300 problems. Like, right, you just need to think a little bit. Like implementing the code, it doesn't take much time. You just have to think the logic. So my lectures are helpful. Okay, thanks a lot for the compliment. Right, so this is what I'm saying now. Now we have solved from 800 to 1300. We have been solving a lot of problems, right? And similarly, you can, if you haven't checked out my series, so you can check out the Mastering CodeForces Greedy series that I have done. I think 7 lectures in that series, and Mastering CodeForces Game Theory series as well. So you can check out the series. And apart from this, this is the current series that is going on, that is the sorting series, and today was the fifth lecture, I think, for the sorting series. So you can always consider to see these videos. They will be helpful for you. And tomorrow also I'll be doing I'll be doing one more session on sorting, and if there is a demand, then I can do one more session on sorting, right? So either 1 or 2 sessions on sorting, and then we'll move to something like binary search or something similar. Okay, right? So this is what I want to say. Now moving on, if you like the content of this channel, then you can consider to like the video in the channel. You can share this with your partners, friends, right? And you can also subscribe this channel if you like the daily video updates that we are doing. And also make sure to solve the daily lead code challenge, because I'll be bringing you the live video editorials for that, right? And also you can solve geeks for geeks problem of the day if you want. Okay, if you want, you can do these things if you are just targeting DSA. Otherwise you can also do CodeForces at Coder and lead code contest, right? So these will be helpful for you, right? So that's it from my side for today, and this much was it from my side for today. And now I'll see you soon in the next lecture. So thanks a lot. Okay, thank you for subscribing. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you soon in the next video.